Yo, everybody, what's up? Robbie Crypt Crash.
Robbie Crypt Crash. Life after punk rock in New York City. These are my adventures. This is my story. OG Punk. Off-road.
Out here, there's Yo, what's up, everybody? Robbie Crypt Crash. I am headed down to the town nearby, going to pick up 2 3-pound packages of honeybees and a mated queen. We'll be installing those later on here today. Enjoy today's adventure, honeybees. All right. Peace.
Hello.
Hi.
You here for bees?
I am.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. All right, so I got a couple of them here. If you want to grab one, I'll grab the other.
Sure.
There you are.
Perfect.
All right,
I'll
there's
take
the
the
other
other
one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Hello, ladies. So this is how bees come these days. This is called a bee bus, this white box. There is a queen in there. She's in a little cage. And all the rest of the bees are just hanging out. And we are headed back to the house so that we can put these girls into their new home. And yes, they go into the cab of the truck. I'm not gonna put them in the back of the truck. That's too windy. These bees are Carnolian. So honeybees are not actually from North America. All honeybees are European. There are now some Russian bees that they have. Okay, driving home. Gonna go put the bees in their home. Yo, everybody, I'm back home. So first off, I took a set of dowsing rods. If you don't know what they are, look them up. But you can, if you treat them properly, you can find a place to put a beehive, which seems strange that you're talking to 2 pieces of copper. Trust me. Dowsing rods will point you in a direction, and when there you are at the place that the dowsing rods think is answering your question. My question was, where should I place this hive in this general area? And when I got to where the hive is right now, the dowsing rods made an X. They very obviously crossed, and it was obvious that that was a spot to put the hive. And that's how you use dowsing rods. So the name of this hive is the blue-green hive. This is how you add a package of bees into a beehive. First thing, I'm going to get the bees and bring them over. I am going to remove the can of sugar water. Before pulling the can of sugar water, I bent up the metal tab that's attached to the queen cage. Be very careful not to break the metal tab from the queen cage. And then very carefully remove the queen cage. The queen cage is going to go down into the hive in between frames. Once you've pulled the queen cage, you use the metal tab and you bend it so that it holds the queen cage in place while you're waiting for the 2 days to release the queen. You want to also make sure that the queen is accessible. So be very careful and make sure that so that the bees can get to the queen. And then I'm going to turn the box full of bees basically upside down, and because they will smell the pheromones of the queen, they will all move from the box down into the hive body itself.
It's okay. We'll hold your house for you. No more moving with you.
Now in this beehive, because I've had bees before, I've gone through and I took a bunch of really new frames with new comb on them, And I put all the new frames into the box, and I left a few frames without any comb on them at all, and those would be to the outside edges of the box. It's kind of like moving the bees into a furnished apartment of sorts. But I'm just going to go back and maintain bee space with all of the frames. They call it bee space. Bee space is 3/8 of an inch. And in the hive, if you leave your frames all separated, they will build comb connecting two of the frames together. And it's very difficult to do good in hive inspection and harvest honey and if you don't maintain bee space. That way they can build out comb on one side, comb on the other, and still get between the two. So when I place the inner cover on top of the hive, I do it very slowly. Jiggle it around a little bit. You can feel if there are bees underneath of it. And I try not to squish any of the bees if I can help it. It happens from time to time. Don't cry about it. The same with the telescoping cover. I like my bees. I don't want to hurt them. See that one right there? That one is spanning its wings and has its very last bit of its end of its body bent at an angle, and that is letting all of the other bees know that this is where the queen is. When you see them doing that, that one right there, that one is letting you know that the queen is here. There's another one. That is exactly what they are supposed to be doing. They're spreading. There's another one right here doing it. See how the very back end of its tail or thorax or whatever you want to call it, see how it's got that bent? That is spreading the pheromones so that all the other bees know that this is where the home is. Some people get very nervous when they hear all the bees buzzing and flying around, especially new beekeepers. They think it's a swarm, they think they're getting attacked, they think they're going to get stung, they think they're going to get killed. Whenever you open a hive, you're going to hear lots of bees. But that's a noise that you want to hear. It's not a noise to be afraid of. To the untrained eye, it would seem like they were really angry and mad because they're flying all over the place, but they're not. None of them are attacking me. If they were attacking me, they would be hitting me in the face mask, trying to sting in my face. And nobody is trying to do that to me. If you're starting out as a beekeeper, probably one of the things you're going to want to do is you don't just get one hive. You want to get two. You want to have two hives going. That way, if they're both acting the same, everything's good. If one is stronger and the other hive is weaker, you'll be able to measure each one off of the other one. That's why I always try and still like to have two hives, just so you can tell whether one is doing well and one isn't. So most of the bees were down in the hive, most. There's still some flying around. The front door is now open, so they now have a new way in and out of the hive. And as soon as they realize that, they will communicate that to everyone else in the hive, and they will begin fanning the pheromone with the crack of the very end of their thorax, or whatever it is. and then all of the other bees will fly in and start going in using the front door instead of the top. So we're going to move over to the second hive and install the second hive now. Okay, this is the second hive. This one will be the white hive. Let's do this again. Let me introduce you to the hive tool. It costs about 10 bucks. That hook on the end is very important. That allows you to rest the piece on the frame and to raise the piece of the frame or the frame next to it. Well, this is my tool that I use all the time. This is a cheapo disposable paintbrush from the hardware store. It costs 98 cents. This brush right here at 98 cents is much better or just as good as a $10 to $20 brush that you buy at the beekeeping outlet. Don't waste your money. I've been keeping bees for about 10 years now, on and off. The most hives I've ever had at any one time were 7, but most hives, nothing is the same in any hive. Sometimes they just don't make sense. That's what I love about bees. I'd say about 70% of the activity around the hive here has slowed down. You can see a very large amount of bees on top of the hive, which means they have found their new home. They found the door, and they're going in and out of the door, so I think I'm going to put the top on. The top is called a telescoping cover. Now, with only one entrance, the door, it won't be long before they've all figured that out. That one is fanning the pheromones right there. It won't be long. You can see how they're all finding that front door. Exciting, girls. You got a new home. Hope it's a good home for you. Okay, ladies, we're going to go back to the other hive, see how it's doing, and then we'll be back here in just a little bit. See, all the activity around the hive is kind of slowed down because they're all finding the door right here. I think they know where their home is. So you can see them flying all around. Basically what they're doing is they're orienting themselves to where the hive is. And then they will start doing larger and larger circles around the hive until they know their area. And then they will feel like they can go and forage. Okay, we're going to go back and see the other hive. Okay, you can see much the same. These girls have all settled down. They know where the door is. They're all coming in and out of the door. They're doing orientation flights, which means they're flying around to figure out where they are in the world. And there's not much more I can do right now. I'm going to go in and mix up some sugar water and prepare for feeding them starting tomorrow morning. But I'll probably sit here and just watch the door for just a few minutes. Perfect. They look so good. I'm so happy I have bees in my life again. So I'm going to give the queen a day or two, and I will come out here sometime in the morning when it's warmed up a little, and I will pull the queen cage and I will release the queen, and she will run down into the hive, and then the rest of the time the hive is here, we will always be looking for the queen. Yo, 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 everybody, what's up? Robbie Crypt Crash, releasing the queens today. We're just gonna release the queens real quick and close the hive back up. That's all we gotta do today. So come along with me and let's let a couple of queens go into the hive. Alrighty. Okay, ladies, I'm gonna open your top here and let your queen in. Bees' lifespan is about 28 days. I don't know how old these bees are, but within 28 days from today, all the you newbie, all the new ones will be from the queen herself. Alrighty, I love bees. Be very careful when you're dealing with the queen. You don't want to injure her. If she has one leg that's too short, it may be that she cannot put the egg all the way down at the bottom of the cell, and so be very careful when you're handling and dealing with the queen. I like to keep my hives a couple 100 feet apart if I can. In the wild, honeybees would not make a nest right next to another nest of honeybees. So when you see all the boxes out in the field for pollination and all that stuff, that's not very normal for a bee. So I am a beekeeper. I'm not a bee mover. And that is an empty queen cage. Okay, that's one queen released. I have a sheetrock screw, and what that does is there's a piece of cork, and so basically I just push it in and start spinning it, and it will pull the cork out, and that releases the queen. They now have a hive with a queen. Okay, we're gonna head over to the other hive now. There's a lot of activity, but you can see none of them are really attacking me. Okay, they're interested in me, but I'm going to take the top off of this one and the inner cover off and go ahead and release the queen into this hive. Oh, there's one coming back with a lot of pollen. One of the things that they're going to try and sell you, a smoker. Bees don't have eyelids. If you were to go into your hive with smoke, you can coat the bees' eyes with the resin from the smoke. I never use a smoker. People say, oh, it calms the bees down, and if you don't have calm bees to begin with, you have a different problem, and it's not going to be fixed by a smoker. Don't waste your money. Don't use it. Hey, you know why bee suits are white? You ever think what color a bear is? Bears love honey. If you came dressed like a bear, they would probably be slightly more agitated than if you came dressed like a beekeeper. That's why bee suits are white. Okay, there it is. 2 queens released into their hives. As soon as I get out of the way here, I'm sure everybody's going to start to settle down just a little bit, which is what we want. Things are looking really good. Alrighty, I'll see you in about a month for some more beekeeping. And that is how you install a package of bees. Happy beekeeping, everybody. Thanks for watching.
G Punk